Spate TV Plus.
Good morning, viewers across the globe. Good morning, everyone watching us right now. It's the weekend edition of Bystanders at Newstins on Flip TV. And I'm saying happy new month to everyone. Happy new month, happy new month, and happy new month again to our viewers all over the world. We appreciate you all. We love you all. The support. We keep dishing out the stories, trending stories in the country to you people over there. All right, it's another edition of Bystanders at Newstains, your number one newspaper review program on Flip TV. I'm Michael Adekunle, the anchor of the program. Today we have the Vanguard newspaper with us and the Punch newspaper. What's the Vanguard saying at the newsstand? Uncle, sit tight leaders move against their military. Coup scares. Sit tight leaders move against their military. Rwanda retires 12 generals, over 800 other ranks. Cameroon reshuffles military, work on response to Gabon. Military coup. GOC asks disloyal soldiers to leave the Nigerian army. It's phobia everywhere. Phobia everywhere as regards the coup taking place in the African continent. All right, Gabon coup chief to be sworn in as transitional president Monday. ECCAS condemns Gabon coup. Why we should wield big stick on coupists, says the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Insists nobody is interested in war. Tinubu insists nobody is interested in war. Asked Sultan to go back to Niger. Focus on disease that birth schools, not symptoms. Article tells African leaders. Focus on disease that birth schools, not symptoms. Article tells African leaders. Poverty responsible for coup in Africa, says the senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana. On to the next one. With patience, determination, we will succeed. That's what the president, Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is saying here on hardship that the country or Nigerians are currently faced with. The president has said that with patience, determination, we will succeed. Says Belter bill must be administered to build better future for Nigeria. All right, poor governance responsible for banditry, kidnapping in Northwest. That's what the vice president Shetima has said on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. On to the next one, we have federal government shutting down Muritala Mohammed International Airport, October 1, alt Nigeria Air Projects. Nigeria, UN signed MOUs to tackle terrorism. Federal government to establish mobile courts on FGM sexual harassment in schools. Others, says minister. Quickly to the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper, very crucial one. The major headline reads, Fear of coup. African Union suspends Gabon as Cameroon, Rwanda retired generals, 1,000 soldiers. African Union, that's AU, suspends Gabon as Cameroon, Rwanda retired generals, 1,000 soldiers. AU says suspension in force until democracy is restored. Niger humanitarian crisis looms. Niger junta orders forceful eviction of French ambassador, cancels envoy families visas. All right, we have 12 children over 60 others die in South Africa building fire. You can see the pictures on the front page of the Punch newspaper. We have our reviewers here and they are ready to analyze what we have on the front pages of these papers. Thank God it's Friday, Matthew, and I wish you a happy new month.
We give God all the glory, all the honor, all the adoration. Him alone deserve all that. He's worthy to be praised and adored.
He's worthy to be praised and adored. It's September already.
Yes.
September month.
Yes.
Wow. We've come a long way. It's about how many months to the end of this year?
About
4 months. 4 months. Wow. God is great. All right, viewers, we really appreciate you joining us on today's edition of this program. Once again, I wish you all happy new month. Much is wishing the viewers happy new month as well, right?
Of course, of course.
All right, there is phobia in the African continent as African leaders move to sack, reshuffle, military. What's going on, Matthew? It seems the African leaders are sitting on time bomb.
I think it's a genuine fear because we saw what transpired in Niger as they were trying to resolve the impasse. You see another one in Gabon. But let me quickly say that what we saw in Gabon is not unexpected and it's not wrong. It's not wrong because this mentality of stay tight, stay put of African leaders is totally wrong. You don't consider yourself into a dynasty over the people. You are not a monarchical system of government. You are not a traditional ruler. You lord it over the people. You perpetuate yourself in power for decades. I think it's wrong and condemnable. I think the West too should understand and appreciate that they on their own will not tolerate an individual ruling over them, lording over them for years, decades. Like what is happening in Cameroon, I think if at any country where you see a leader perpetuate himself in power for decades, I think the military should take over and restore back the proper democracy. We all saw what transpired in Nigeria, though OBJ can deny it, but his time, there was speculation of third term agenda. We saw how you may say the National Assembly allegedly opposed it, and if that has succeeded, I think Nigerians would have seen the worst nature of democracy. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, in every democracy, there should be tenets of democracy, the rule guiding it. Where are you borrowing the democracy where a man or a family have to occupy power for 56 years? We are hearing from Cameroon that their own may even be longer than that. So what kind of system is that? I don't think the West will tolerate that. So when such person is removed, the West should not be telling us that a democratically elected president has been removed. So France, that is the colonial master of most of these countries, I think they should lead them aright. What is obtainable in their country, I think that is what we should see being replicated in those other countries. Not a situation where one man will be ruling perpetually. I think perhaps because once they find one man that is comfortable and who is an ally, I don't think they're interested in whether that person should concede power to another person. But for me, I think it's totally wrong.
Totally wrong.
Yes.
You made mention of some of the African leaders, holding onto power for too long, and which is highly condemnable. And when you look at it again, the issue of medicine after death, I think we should look into it. The African leaders, I'm talking about AU, should also make sure that they look into what gives birth or what gave birth to this military takeover. Just like the former vice president of this country said, Atiku, he said we should focus on disease that gave birth to coup.
If they are not ready to focus on the reasons, they will continue living with the consequence. The consequence is staring them in the face. The consequence is not ending with Gabon. We are likely going to see it in Egypt. In Cameroon. So until you address it, or you are ready to address it, if you are not ready to address it, be ready to live with the consequence. Personally, I condemn it in the strongest possible term. You don't continue ruling perpetually. It's not a monarchical system of government. Nobody gave you the mandate to continue ruling. You manipulate the system, you amend the constitution to suit or to permit you to rule. It's wrong. The West will not tolerate it, and they should not encourage it in Africa.
Now, quickly from that, let's move to the statement of the Vice President Shetima on poor governance. He has said that poor governance is responsible for banditry, kidnapping in the northwest. Now, there are questions raised concerning what the Vice President Shetima said. Many said when Shetima was the governor of Borno State, what impact did it make? What level of governance did we see in terms of averting crime, averting insurgency in his own state? Matthew.
I think at this point, people like, or someone like Shetima, someone like Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who is the president, Shetima is the vice president, should not be playing to the gallery. As Nigerians, as political affairs analysts, we can be talking. The youth that is in the saddle, that's gotten the responsibility to protect life and property, should not be the one complaining or playing to the gallery. It behoves on you to tackle the issue head on. Because whether we like it or not, as it stands today, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu is the president and the commander of the armed forces. And Senator Kasima is the vice president. So it's a team. So if they are coming to the press to vent frustration, reason of banditry and all that, what will the common man do? So what I'm trying to say in essence is not his place to start to going to the press to ventilate his opinion about who is doing what and who is not doing what. Address it. Bring the might of federal government to bear in arresting, prosecuting the kidnappers or the bandits and all that. So for me, it is not in the place of the Senate president, the president and his vice to start telling us all that. They should address it. Nigerians, they owe Nigerians a responsibility to protect lives and property. The constitution is unambiguous about it. It says the welfare of Nigerians and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. And though their mandate is being questioned in court, but as it stands today, they are parading that office and are the one recognized by the constitution as the president and the vice president. So they should go ahead and protect lives and property.
Protect lives and properties. And before you go, the disaster that happened in South Africa, I think it caused for serious concern.
That happened where?
Yeah, South Africa.
Okay.
The fire that involved building and also killed about 12 children, over 60 people in that region. Would you like to sympathize with South Africans?
No, you see, normally the Bible says more with them than one. If there anything of this happened, you can only sympathize and pray that such will not happen again. But I don't want to go biblical. If I go biblical, viewers may not be comfortable with what I will say, because you understand that the God himself warned us of going far from him. That there are some activities of man that brings violence to the land. I'm not trying to extrapolate that this is the situation of this with what happened, but I think as humans, God has given us wisdom, understanding to address issues. So in the midst of the wisdom, understanding God has given us, when things like this happens, you look at the scenario, you look at what may have given rise to it as a way of fostering a future occurrence. But above all, I sympathize with the victims and the people of South Africa and the government of South Africa.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for coming on board. All right, quickly to our viewers, let me quickly read the comments here. Dutchman Pounds, good morning. The man behind the mic, Mr. Mike, and you say good morning to you. Dutchman Pounds, saying good morning to you. All right, Chidi Madu Kulam, good morning, Flip TV crew. We're saying good morning to you. Amechi Nwachuku, good morning, my good people. We're saying good morning to you. Good morning, my good friend watching from Italy. That's Ebere Bishop. Saying good morning to you, Simon Okologo. Good morning, guys. Precious. Good morning, Michael, and all our reviewers. We're saying good morning to you, Luckies. I also saying good morning to you right
morning.
here. All right, Lucky, happy new month.
My brother, you can see smile on my face. And this happy new month today will be a great day. Starting from today, be the first of
September.
September. It's a good month. I'm so happy because you can see I'm smiling. And one of our viewer in abroad, Mr. Taiwo, I give honorable, said I should send a message
Okay.
to all the viewer
Okay.
and mention many names, and said I should deliver a very big something, talk money, and cut of Indomie because we need it, each, all of them. And I believe all of us want to complete and pray for him. And likewise, the way other ones are doing. And it's a good thing because you know the situation of the country, that everybody rich, everybody needs something now. We are crying to God, but God touched him to do that. Okay, Mike? So I know it's a good thing. You're happy because when you came, good things have started coming. And this, you know, really, and this is what we have been. You know, let me tell you, we people who bring out their mind to help. That's what God wants. Not those who carry big money and go. So many of our viewers who are doing that. And I want to thank them. May God bless you, Mr. Taiwo, for doing that. The third party, you see, I believe all our viewers, they are all here. We are going to pray for Taiwo after this, our discipline. Very, very important.
And before you move further, we still need to appreciate Jacob Adedeji in the United States of America. He dropped something for breakfast. Tea,
Oh.
tea and snacks.
But
Of course, you came late,
like
but you're going to have your tea
Oh,
breakfast.
oh God.
Michael,
Michael,
are you, Mr. Can you come over, please?
Come over.
Can you come over? I told you that someone saw you drinking tea the other time and said, "Oh wow, we would like to provide breakfast for for the weekend. Like let's take tea and some snacks." And that's what Mr. Adedeji Jacobs in the United States has done for us. So you need to appreciate Mr. Jacob Adedeji. Of course, you lucky has not taken his own tea.
You see, what a wonderful tape. You see, this democracy is like, it's going to be sweet. You have seen it. I would have 1 minute to take over because I can see some, really, I was having positive before, negative thing before against that, but I can see, since the day you came, Mike, good things have started coming. And I believe more people with this are going to do that. God touch you. God touch Adedeji. God touch Taiwo. All my fans, they are coming. All the reviewers are coming now. Saying it, they are coming. I think they are busy. We are going to gather here and pray for them. What they don't need there, they need our prayer. As they are praying for us with a good thing. God bless Taiwo. Bless you. Bless Adedeji. Bless Bright. A lot of them who are doing that. May God bless you, Mike, for bringing good luck for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
We will do that when
All
they
right.
finish.
Yeah. We still have many viewers commenting right now, but I greet you all. I appreciate you all. I won't be able to take all the comments, but as time goes on, I will do that. Let's quickly go back to what we have right here. Okay, Ravel is there. Ravel is coming as well. All right, Lucky. I think the beginning, the fear of coup is the beginning of wisdom for African leaders. Don't you think so? This time around that they are sitting tight. Lucky.
I watched CNN this morning. All the topic focus in Africa. Now, because of this thing happening, because of the coup happening, it looks strange. And they need to sit tight. If they don't sit tight, the biggest place is Nigeria. And if you're happy in Nigeria, you should know that the rest country is the rest of Africa, like mostly West Africa, is gone.
Affected.
South Africa. So now, what would they do? What they need to be doing now is to make sure what they are asking the military, when the military take over, they are jubilating. What makes them to jubilate? The Democrat in Nigeria, so-called Democrat, those that want to practice Democrat, they should start doing it now. Today, they don't need to wait. Because Nigerians are now watching. You can see everywhere the coup happen, their people are jubilating instead of them to kick against that. You understand me? They are happy with the military. So the militaries are now, they are giving them power, which the civilians are supposed to reject it. The leaders are not doing well. Like the Cameroon, you know how many years? Like the Gabon, they are saying, from parents to it become a family routine, which is very, very bad. So it's a lesson to even mostly Nigeria here that Tinubu need now. You don't rob the poor to pay the big men. I get me? You don't rob the poor to pay the big men. You can see what our brothers in abroad are doing for us. And abroad, all the way far place, bring it a resources to help Nigerians. And our government clapping hand to go and meet America, begging America. They have the money. Instead of to do something for the people here, you could use the money to go and buy car, carry women, buying jewelries to your wife. I get me? So it's a lesson that Nigeria should learn lesson for this coup happening, tsunami. That is, people don't need to revoke. The people that matter are not revoking against the civilian. So Tinubu, you are in Nigeria here, and people are looking in your face. What do? Start bringing things out. Don't need to wait for this governor who are sucking our blood. Start doing this now. Let the people feel happy. So that in case it happens, people will back you up. Otherwise, if it happens, people will celebrate with those military. You are not giving the military. You see, they need to open their eye. They need to be serious. They need to be serious. Because what is happening in Gabon now, before you know Benin, before you know Cameroon, before you know Ghana, before you know Nigeria. So, well, for me, and I pray that the coup should not be Nigeria. For me too, I don't even like the military, because the military is one way.
I pray we don't go back to the military era.
It's going to be worse. I won't tell you, like, it's going to be worse.
Even if some people are happy with the military takeover.
You know, they want to test the other side. They want to test the other side. Like all this fuel happening now. Because, you know, they will arrest the cabal and put them in jail. And this, I remember during the Idea time, when they were selling rice high, he went to warehouse and asked them to dispose, bring those rice and give it to the poor. And go to a police station, anywhere they are selling for above this, he said to all these people, oh yeah, buy. So now it's an eye-opener to our African leaders, mostly Nigeria, where I am standing. I don't know whether Cameroon or other countries.
But don't you think the African leaders should focus on what is causing who in Africa?
What is causing the poverty now?
And what do you think is causing it?
What is causing it is that, yes, you know why? There's a massive weight to the Western world. All our money has gone down the Western world. All our money here, the money they're supposed to be using. Now, don't forget our people travel to abroad. They travel, go there. They don't bring what they have there. I don't know that mentality of black people. When you go to America, you go there, you tell them that I'm going to bring this here. Get into this place. Lack of maintenance. Nigeria, lack of maintenance. I told you, go to Terminal Bridge, where Buhari spent 8 years, say pump money. Terminal Bridge. You can't speed more than 60 minutes there in that place. Otherwise, you fall into the water. The roads are bad for 8 years. Tinubu should probe those people. You see, if Tinubu wants us people to like him, probe Buhari, probe Jonathan, probe all these people. Ask them the amount of trillion you amass during your tenure, where is it? Go to Ajakuta Street. Go to NPC, corruption everywhere. Go to EFCC. If you go to EFCC today, small boys, what are they doing there? Who cannot confront Wike, who cannot confront other things. It's very, very bad. Look at Wike now, going to Abuja, demolishing poor people. You see, that is not what we need now. It's too early to be doing that. It's too early. It's too early.
It's too early to
be demolishing houses.
To work?
No,
Lucky?
See, let me tell you, when you say work, let them see the type of work. Let them see why no street light here, why this place so dirty, why this place so dirty. Then you now come, how many days? People, don't you see what people are saying now? Say you go to jail, you don't go to the month's market. What they are working, they were there for 8 years. Why Barren couldn't destroy that place? You know, they don't want to pretty bad. Now they're not pretty wicked bad.
This is another administration, Lucky.
Another administration, let me tell you something. You should use your sense. You are just coming in. And people are not happy. Everywhere, if the street is dry, people are not happy. Why don't you calm down? What you're supposed to be doing now is to help the poor. I told you, a woman in Banana Island, look at somebody crawling with stomach. Crawling with stomach. Then he went there and gave you 100,000 naira. That was lucky. And the woman know me. I called me. He said, trust me. Lucky, I want to buy a bicycle to that boy crawling on the ground. Which year? And he said, I have the video here. I post it to internet. He bought it. I went to my tour, I bought it, and gave it to him. He doesn't know him. He doesn't care whether Yoruba or Igbo. I did it just like the way our people in abroad now sending good message to us. Today is September. A good news.
First.
God will bless you.
Mr. Jacob.
You see, okay, Mike, when our people finish talking, all of us will gather here and pray for them. They need prayer for us.
All right, thank you so much.
So, my brother, Africa leader, open your eye. Otherwise, snake will come and bite you.
All right.